Hey, my name is Ayden and this is C0 Eula Build Guide so you can do massive DPS starting right now. Eula caught me off guard, most definitely a physical claymore character that is capable of matching most deadly elemental reactions such as Vaporize and Melt. Eula definitely put everyone on notice that she is the Knight of Vabonius. And while being cryo, very easy to apply super conduct which will enable 40% physical resistance onto enemies, and while doing so, her E skill called Ice Tide Vortex further decreases physical and cryo resistance onto enemies, making her a deadly queen. Grimheart stacks are created when you press the skill, and while Grimheart can be stacked up to 2 times, you can get the debuffs going with just 1, and while you hold the skill, Eula consumes the Grimheart stacks to unleash heavy physical damage. The most interesting and yet mesmerizing thing about Eula is that her burst does insane amounts of damage, and it's not even an elemental reaction, it's simply a life or sword damage that takes place after 7-second duration, which is in a radius, and while she starts this burst ability, she innates with a blade slash that deals cryo damage. Glacial Illumination has 2 types of damage attack. First is the cryo damage, which is casted right away once you press Q with your finger. Right after that, a lifeful sword will be created and it will follow you around until you manage to get most stacks as possible when you normal, charge, and elemental skill attack with your Eula, and after 7 seconds, it will explode, dealing insane amounts of physical damage, which is very dangerous to the human eye. Another noteworthy thing about Eula is that her passives make her synergize her playstyle very well, as one will actually reset the cooldown of a skill when she activates Glacial Illumination, which also provides 1 stack of Grimheart so you can hold E optimally for max DPS. And another passive is even better, which permits a Shattered Lightfall Sword and explodes for good physical damage. This makes it so that you can utilize Eula's capabilities by enabling the right playstyle, by chasing most stacks as possible and allowing Eula to do massive normal attacks while you use her skills effectively with your Fantastic Four to deal most damage in Genshin Impact. Come on, come on! Come on, come on! Hey, what's up? How you doing today? Allow me to introduce you to my Eula build. She's level 90. For the weapon, I used Wolf Greystone. I'm in rank 1. For the artifacts, 2-piece Bloodstained with 2-piece Pale Flame. For the flower, attack with Elemental Mastery, crit rate. For the flower, HP with crit rate and crit damage. For the sands, attack percent with crit damage and energy recharge. For the cup, physical damage bonus with attack percent and crit rate. And for the helm, crit damage with energy recharge and crit rate on it. And I also used the 4-piece Pale Flame set. For the flower, attack with crit damage and attack percent. For the flower, HP with crit rate and attack percent. For the sands, attack with crit damage and energy recharge. For the cup, physical damage bonus with attack percent and crit rate on it. And the same hat with crit damage and crit rate energy recharge. For the attributes, 33.4% crit rate, 191% crit damage, 141% energy recharge. Crit rate is kinda low, so I like to use Cryo Resonance, getting that 50% increased crit rate. Optimally in this situation for me, I like to find crit rate helm, and that way I can increase crit rate to at least 60%. If you don't have 4-piece Pale Flame, you can just opt in for 2-piece Bloodstain and 2-piece Pale Flame. I do explain everything in detail in the build section. I'll leave it in the timestamp below so you can just skip over if you want to. For constellations, you see 0 constellation. For the talents, 8 on the normal and charge attack, 6 on the E skill, and 9 on the Q skill. What I would recommend is going for the Q skill and then the normal and charge attack. The reason being is because the Q skill does way too much damage, so it's optimal to max this first. And now, Eula team comp is gonna start right now. The best team comp for Eula is going to be first choosing who is going to be your electro support character, as Fischl has that bird turret, which we all know is going to be very simple to use, and this will enable consistent electro applier, while Eula can superconduct. Lisa is another great example, as she has her burst skill that enables electro applier for a long duration. But we got Beidou as one of the best electro support for Eula in my opinion, due to her burst ability that will synergize with Eula as you're looking to do normals with Eula to get the stacks for her burst, and while doing so, Beidou's burst will continuously proc and enable you to do massive superconduct. Not to mention her tight collar is a great way to tank and do massive DPS at the same time, which doesn't take too much playtime. And while you have an Electro mate along with Eula, the two other characters for your Fantastic Four is going to be based on your playstyle. Having another cryo will enable cryo resonance. In this way, you can get that extra crit rate, which is going to be helpful as Eula come with crit damage and you want to maximize crit rate. And while increasing damage for your main carry is actually going to be important, so running Pyro Robin in Bennett or the big Zongdong is going to be helpful for doing that. And while Xin Yan does have capabilities to help increase physical damage, Q is excellent for that freeze reaction with Eula, as sustained ability that it brings is extremely valuable as you're trying to beat the hardest content in the game. The main way to build Eula is going to be focusing on physical, as she is actually built to build this way. So you can maximize her burst damage, so you can just slash enemies away with her normals as well. The best artifact set is to go with the Pale Flame, as this 4-piece will give 50% physical bonus along with 18% attack, and while the RNG system won't allow you to obtain good rolls on artifact pieces, the next best way to build her is with 2-piece Bloodstain along with 2-piece Pale Flame. In this way, you can get the 50% increased physical damage bonus. You can also stick with 2-piece Glad while taking out any of the previous two if you don't have good rolls on the artifact pieces. Make sure to go with attack percent or energy recharge on the Sands, physical damage bonus on the cup, and crit rate or crit damage on the hat. For substat priorities, it will be crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge, and attack percent. These 4 is mainly what you're looking for in building Eula for maximum DPS, and to top it off, best weapons for Eula is going to be the fabled 5-star weapons in Song of Broken Pines, Wolf's Greystone, and Skyward Pride. The best 4-star weapons are going to be Battle Pass weapon and the Black Hood Slasher, as they come with crit rate and crit damage, which is crucial for damage. Absolutely free to play options in Prototype Archaic and Snow Tome Snow Silver are also great fit with Eula, making her actually a free to play friendly character. And as you're actually looking to build a character to maximize DPS and reducing resource costs and money, Eula actually is free to play compatible, and the damage capability even with C0 is going to be really nice. The playstyle don't really require fancy characters, and because you're not too worried about elemental reactions, just having one good electro support will be enough for you to start a good team comp. And if you're somehow interested in Beidou as your main electro support for Eula, I have a Beidou build guide up and running, so you can check that video out, or I'll leave it in the description below. Her burst damage has truly caught me off guard. I personally don't believe Genshin did this, especially with physical damage. I wonder what kind of characters are ahead of us, as I feel like Inazuma is going to be packed with nicely designed characters with interesting characteristics. We are going to have to wait and see. While you're on cruise control, help your boy out with a sub. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching. My name is Ayden, and I will catch you in the next video.